Massive fire breaks out at the historic Oceanside Pier. That fire sparking yesterday at around 3 p.m. at the vacant restaurant at the very end of the pier.
Sky Fox was over the scene where smoke could be seen for miles in the North County, and a heavy response from fire crews battling those flames to preserve that iconic pier. And
this morning the flames could still be seen coming from the building. Look at this. Fox 5's Elizabeth Alvarez live in Oceanside for us now with more on what happened and what comes next. Liz, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we just got an update and we learned definitively that firefighters did have to take defensive actions overnight and into the morning with this pier fire. Now, right now, you can see the pier at the end there. There is a lot of smoke. You don't see from our vantage point flames, but the fire is still going. Although it is under control right now, there is a lot of white smoke at the end of the pier where the old Ruby's and the brine box used to be. Those structures are destroyed. Now, there have been several boats, fire boats out here, which had been a huge asset to this firefight. There is another one on the way from San Diego Harbor. Here is Oceanside Fire Chief David Parsons explaining to us what else firefighters encountered not long ago.
The fire was underneath parts of the building that we really had no access to, and so at some point in the evening we did make a decision to stop water application, let it burn a little bit, which is why you saw flames at certain points during the evening. There was a roof collapse of the restaurant building at some point a couple of hours ago, but no additional damage on the pier itself.
And that is pretty remarkable because as you take a look at these live images that we have for you, I mean, you can see straight through what is left of the structure, the old Ruby's that closed down during COVID that had been vacant at the end of this pier here. And so it's pretty incredible that the majority of the pier is in good condition, according to the fire chief. 90% of the pier. Part of the defensive actions that firefighters took, we learned, was also some of them managed to remove the planks on the deck as far forward on the pier as possible, and that allowed them to really protect, according to the chief, much of the pier. On a negative note, the bad thing is that debris is falling from the end of the pier. We just got an update, more of a clarification really, from the fire chief telling us because there is debris falling into the water, into the ocean, that is creating some hazardous conditions in the water. County Environmental Health is kind of overlooking that portion of what is happening right now, but because debris is falling and because there's a bunch of chemicals from the water and from the structure and the fire itself, that is and can contaminate the ocean water. So the beach right now is closed from south of the pier, which is where I'm standing, down to Tyson Street. They don't want anyone in the water. That is the very latest here from Oceanside, guys. We'll send things back to you.
Yeah, got to keep folks safe out there. Liz, thank you.